Welcome back. We haven't done a video in a while, so I thought we would do one. We're almost done with the garage, and that's coming out beautiful, but that's a different video. We'll talk about Helga another day, but that's a different video. But some of you probably already guessed what we're about to do. We're about to make chouriços, which is the Portuguese sausage, It's very different from the Mexican or Hispanic chorizo with a Z at the end. It's chouriço with a C-O at the end. So they appear similar, but they're not. They're quite different. So I'll walk you through it a little bit. This is our grinding machine, and it's actually capable of grinding and stuffing, but we're not going to use it that way. In Portugal, traditional chouriço is done by taking pieces of pork and you slice them up and then you cut them into cubes. And to this day, there is no better way of doing it than that. But it's a lot of work, and it takes forever. So now, these days, we use these machines. They do not do as good a job. Because they're grinders, right? And you don't want to grind, you want to cut. Now, this machine is capable of grinding and stuffing at the same time, but it really doesn't work then. It really comes out pretty yucky, compared to the original. So I just use it as a cutter, so to speak. I'll show you what I mean. This is the blade that I'm using, and you can see how big those holes are, right? So as the cutting blade comes about, it just shoots big hunks of pork into the system. Let me just get this okay, I'll do that later. By contrast, this is what a typical hamburger blade would look like. See? And here's one if you want really thick pieces of cuts. And then here's what we use to make the sausage. So quite a bit of a difference. And so we just use this machine to basically chop the meat. We cut it into strips, we drop it in here, it goes into the bucket. And then we marinate it in spices and wine. So we have some paprika, some sea salt. This is massa de pimentão. I can put a recipe down on how to make massa de pimentão. It's quite easy, but you can buy it. And these days, this comes from Fall Rivers, Massachusetts, but you can buy it in California. Even if they don't make it there, you log onto the website in Fall Rivers and they ship it to you and you get it. It's very nice. Gives a beautiful flavor to things. Where is it? This is called pimenta moída. It's basically ground spicy peppers, hot peppers. In this case, it's a blend of peppers here. We make our own sauce, love sauce, L-U-V-E sauce. And this is the byproduct. This is what's left once you've made this. And so we save it, and this goes into the chorizo and adds spice to the chorizo. You gotta be careful, this is very spicy, so if you put a lot, you're gonna get very spicy chorizo. And so paprika, massa de pimentão, pimenta moída, bay leaf, white pepper, somewhere in here, white pepper. And wine. You can use red wine, you can use white wine, you can use a mixture of the two. Depends on where in the country you are. In Portugal, in the north of the country, they tend to use more red wine. They make the sausages a little bit thinner. They smoke them a lot longer. So you end up with this dark, not hard, but harder sausage. If you go all the way to the south of Portugal, they tend to use more white wine. They tend to make the sausage thicker, and they very likely smoke it, if they smoke it at all. And that makes for a smoother, softer sausage. If you come from the middle of the country, like I did in Lisbon, you kind of get a combination of both. So you can use white, you can use red, you can use a combination. So that's what that is. And then it goes into the bucket, and it sits there for 12 hours, or 3 days, or 4 days, or however long you want to marinate it. And you cover it, put it in a cool place. We have our wine cellar, so we drop it into that wine cellar. In this case, tomorrow morning is Friday. Jason's got to go to work, so he won't be here to help me. Dagmar's got to go to work, but I'm going to take the morning off, and I'm going to chop up all the meat and put it in the marinade, put it in the spices, and it's going to go down in the wine cellar. We cover the top, and it's going to sit there through Friday, through Saturday, and we'll probably stuff these on Sunday. And then we'll use this machine. This is the twine that you use to tie the sausages at the end. We have that little cutting machine. It's pretty nice. This really helps, right? Because you're not having to sit there with scissors and all that. You just cut what you want, you drop it in here, and you just go like that, and it cuts it. So And then this is our stuffing machine. Now this machine does not have a blade at all. And that's why it's better for the chorizo, because it's more similar to doing it by hand. You just fill the hopper with meat, and once your hopper's got meat in it, you hit the switch, and this big, huge piston goes down very slow. You can control the speed. You can tell it how fast to go down, right? So this piston goes down and just starts pushing the meat out into the casing. You'll see when I do it, into the casing. And then the sausages come out here and twist them in certain size and tie them and keep going until you've got a billion of them. And then you smoke them in the smokehouse. We could make, of course, much bigger containers, but there's only 3 of us. So I'm just going to make probably this bucket 2/3 full or so of meat. And then Saturday late or Sunday early, we'll smoke them in our new smokehouse that Jason and I built. And by Sunday night, they'll be ready to eat. And then you could hang them and just let them be there for a while. Though that's quite a long time just hanging. You can freeze them. You don't have to cook them, right? Once they're marinated and smoked, they can be dried and you can eat them. But typically, what we do is we save a few to eat right away, and the rest we put in butcher's paper. We just fold it into butcher's paper and we freeze it. And we give a bunch away, you know. The rest you eat in a variety of ways. I'll show you some of the ways in which we eat them and how we use them. But anyway, that's how it starts. So here's my little operation stable. And in a little while, I'll come back tomorrow morning and we'll see if I can get these machines to go and make some chorizo. So, go right back. Good morning. It's the next morning. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning. My family, Jason and Dagmar, have left for work. I want to try and get some of this chorizo and marinate before I have to get to work by 9:30, so I got to do this fast. So that's why I'm using the machines. You can see my setup back here. So yeah, I'm going to try and shoot a little bit of video for you, show you how we used to do it in the old days and show you how we do it now. This is a great activity to do with your family and friends. That's how we used to do it. Large number of us gathered around a table, you know, chopping it up by hand and stuffing it by hand. But no one has time for that anymore, right? Life is too fast. It's very hard. So we use machines to try and approximate what life used to be like in the old days. But it's still hard, you know. I mean, I love to do this with my family, but I can't get my baby sisters to figure out a date to come and do this. They want to, but it never happens. And if I keep waiting for them, I'll never eat another homemade chorizo as long as I live. So I want to, so I'm going to make some. So let's see what we can accomplish here. Okay, let's see if I can get this to some place where it'll actually do you guys some good. So this is half pork shoulder that I've cleaned up. I have to trim out all of the grizzle. You want to leave the fat. Chorizo needs fat. If it doesn't have fat, the chorizo will be dry and it won't taste good. So you want to leave the fat, but you don't want this tough grizzle. Because this stuff, let me show you. So this stuff is, you know, really hard, okay? So you want to get rid of the grizzle, this outer layer of grizzle, all of this stuff here, and just, you know, preserve the fat. So you're looking for a pork shoulder with plenty of fat inside. So let me clean up this grizzle, and then I'll show you how we used to slice it up in the old days, and to do it by hand, and then we'll put it through the machine, and I'll show you how that comes out. So here we are. As you can see, I've cleaned up most of this outer layer of really, really tough grizzle. Let's see if I can get this camera to cooperate here, show you. And because that stuff is tough, and it will, you know, make your chorizo chewy. But you leave most of the fat because chorizo needs fat in order to be, you know, nice and tender and soft. Otherwise, it dries up. And I'll show you. This is how we used to do it in the old days. So you have a piece of chorizo, you cut a strip. My knife should have been sharpened before this, but it's okay. So you cut a nice strip like this, and then you cut small strips, and then you cut small pieces like this, and you just keep going until it's all done like that. And that will take you a month of Sundays, unless you have a lot of people sitting around a table drinking wine and doing this. And we just don't have time for that now. So we use machines. The problem with machines is they destroy the meat. They mesh it up. They want to make a hamburger out of it. And so what I'll tell you is, if you're going to get a machine to help you do this kind of stuff, get a really good one. Spend a little bit of the extra money to get a good machine so it does not destroy your meat. So I'm going to cut this now into pieces to work with the machine. And the beauty of the machine is that you don't have to really spend a lot of time on this. You just sort of give it a cut. Got to sharpen this knife. And that's good enough. And you just shove it into the machine. So I'll show you how these little pieces work. Let me get a couple more in here, just so we have something to actually make the machine work. See, there's some more grizzle that I got to clean up, but I'll get that in a little while. So let me just cut you a piece here, real quick, and just a couple more pieces like that, and just get it into more or less strips. And there you go. And let me get my camera turned around so I can show you what the machine does. Okay, so let's give this a try. I'll turn the thing on. It'll be a little loud, I'm sorry. Just take these hunks of beef. I showed you the plate that we used before. And you just basically just drop them in, And you see, it's coming out a nice decent sized chunk, which is what you want. You don't want hamburger meat. I'll show you what's happening down there. See? That's what's coming out. So we go back to this is not easy. One guy, lots of machines. Okay. So we just get stuck a little bit. You just give it a little help. Okay. And there you go. That's it. That's all there is to it. Is it going?
Yep, it's going.
Good morning. It's the next morning. Everybody's home today, so we're going to stuff these sausages, see how it comes out. We're using all new machines, so this machine worked great, by the way. We got our sausage. They're been marinating overnight. They look delicious, smell delicious. We tested some of them. We fried them. They came out really beautiful. Jason, grab the camera. Let's show them up.
Too bad we don't have smell vision.
Yeah, isn't that nice? Beautiful color. So we're going to try and stuff them now. We're going to set up for stuffing because this is all set up for something else. And once we get it all set up, we'll come back and start stuffing the sausage.
I wish you could smell this. Oh.
So once we get it all set up, we'll come back and start stuffing the sausages.
Okay, good. Because I have to fix it. Hello, everybody.
No, we're not ready to start. Oh, okay. Tell me when you guys are ready to start.
Okay.
Okay, so welcome back. We are not good at this at all, but we're trying. We made a bunch of look at this. Look at this, huh? We got a bucket full already, and we're making them. And we got a little machine going. We're not kind of good at this with a machine, but we're going to give it a try and show you how it works. See, right? If you don't move your sausage fast enough, it bursts. So you have to really concentrate on what you're doing. Otherwise, that's what happens. But that's okay. You just pinch it off and then make the sausages this size, from here on, and that's it. So we're going to keep going until we're done, and then we'll show you how we finished up. Okay, Jason, good night.
And by the way, Portuguese way. You waste nothing. That meat goes right back in the hopper. You don't throw that out. Right, Paul? Mm-hmm. Fix. Here's more meat. This one let go. Okay, we'll be back.
Okay. So we made our sausages, you can see, a bucket full of them. I'm going to try and do a little bit of one, the way they used to do it in the old days. I have no good at this. I have no idea how it's done. But I'm going to try. They take this little funnel thingy, and they put the meat in there, and they shove it in, like that, see? And they sit there all day, lots and lots of people sitting around the table talking and just doing this. And this is how they build the sausages. I bursted it because I don't know what I'm doing, but that's how they do it. I don't have any idea how to do this right.
And traditionally, it's usually a bunch of women in the kitchen having fun. And then the last part is you have to prick it. And then what you do is you're tying, I did this one, okay, maybe not. You have this, right? They're connected. And then you cut it. What you do is you just tie them together, thusly. And again, you use now in the old country, they would use a string with a needle, like this. Very high tech, okay? Probably the needle the women sewed with, and they would take a needle, and make their holes that way. We bought the fancy dancy, $12 sausage pricker tool. Because this is America and we can afford a $12 sausage pricker tool. So this is how it's done.
Probably doesn't even work as well as the old needle. But
right.
Okay.
But that's okay.
I can't even figure out how to get this on this funnel. But they do. They have the patience, Unfortunately, it's a dying art. These people are all dying. And in another generation or so, nobody will even know how to do this.
But just one part of the reason why we do this.
Thank you for stopping by. We're going to clean up a little bit, try to finish this up, and then we'll show you what happens over at the smokehouse, which we do. Stand by.
I'm going to try. Do you mind if I try?
Okay, hi everybody. It's cold out here. This is our smokehouse, and the men are coming up. Turn my phone around. You can hear them. You can also hear that really annoying hum. There they are. They're gonna come and bring us sausages to the smokehouse. Here they come. Excuse the expletive. All right. All right. It's our little four-wheeler named Helga. Hi guys. Okay. And the back is our sausages. I was standing there because of the sun glare. All right, so here we are. It's our smokehouse. Okay.
In the toolbox up top, I think you'll find a red light.
Okay, I have an incredible amount of sun glare. Here we go. Okay, now we can. So we're gonna make the fire. You want to describe the process, Paul?
I'm cleaning the smokehouse.
We did a test fire earlier on.
So, this is some of our grapevine that we use. It's a nice flavor. We don't need that much.
Okay, you need to speak a little louder.
And we're going to build a little fire, but we can put our sausages up first.
Okay, let me get over on the other side of you. Hopefully that'll be better because the sun glare was just awful. Jason, can you come here and take over? Because Dad's not happy at all with how I'm filming it. Thank you. See what I mean about the sun glare? What we're doing is we're putting the sausages on these nice wooden dowels. And the purpose of putting the strings the way we did is so we can just hang them up. Okay, what happens next, Paul?
First, we gotta get them on the dowels. And then, I don't know, we've never used this smokehouse before, so.
You need to speak up because of that humming noise. There's some kind of construction going on around
Yeah,
it.
Jason, let's try 10 per rod, okay?
Okay.
Let's see how that sits. We made these tiny little sausages. Next time we'll do better. As I said, 10 looks good. Okay?
All right.
So, let's see. Get a rod way back here. And that's 10 of them there. And somebody start putting 10 more on. Okay? Jason, can you take the
Yep.
bucket over there? Oh, here, you keep filming, sir. Okay? I'll bring the bucket over here. Okay. Mom can just kind of hang on there. And then I can build a fire.
That sounds great.
And one of the sausages fell down because the string let go.
Okay, so you can fix it later.
I hope they got all like this. Every long day is there.
Well, whatever doesn't, I'll go back to the house. You said 10? 6. Okay, is this spacing good or is it too wide apart? Okay. What? Is that
You
good?
stand on here?
Yeah.
Alright, it looks good, right? What do you think, Jason?
Yeah, that was good.
Okay. And trying to build this fire. Alright, so we're back. We had a little emergency here, but I'm gonna try and start the fire now, and hopefully we don't set fire to the whole thing. Let's see what happens. They look nice though, right? They look very nice. I have fire starters, but I was trying to avoid using them. I have these, because they have wax in them. I don't know. I just don't like the idea of wax on my bricks. But we'll see, I may have to use them. My layer's kind of dying on me. Did you grab this one from the toolbox?
I grabbed it from the toolbox, yeah.
It was supposed to be brand new, but sure as hell is not standing good.
One more wants to join the party.
Ah, sausage.
Okay. Let me get the fire started first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hiding in Helga.
That should get it going. All right. Give me the one. There we go.
She has it in her hand.
This should not stay in there. No should the wood in the back,
But
right?
that's fine.
Okay.
That's exactly where it's supposed to be. So if you could put it back where it was.
Okay, my mistake. Just didn't want them to go up in flames.
They won't.
All right.
Okay, so it's burning up. Let's just let it catch a little bit and then we'll Close it up and let it build some smoke. Yeah, going now. All right. And we'll close it and come back in a little while and see how it's doing.
Can the broom stay in there?
This is fun.
Okay.
You already asked me that once.
I know.
Portuguese lock. Very sophisticated. And, you know, in another few minutes we should start seeing smoke bellowing out of the back. Alright, we'll be back later and see how it's progressing.